Morning, Chief Reed in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, this week of news is getting interesting and more interesting every day. There's a little bit more information out about the fact that the Chinese came back to the U.S. trade delegation and wanted to change some of the legal terminology of many parts of what was considered the deal. And so that's when the President of the United States tweeted that on Friday he's going to put additional tariffs on the $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. So kind of up in the air right now whether or not we'll get a deal and whether or not the Chinese will take back some of the changes that they wanted to do. The U.S. Trade Representative said the most important part of this deal is the legal enforcement of many of the areas like verifying compliance after we have forced technology transfers, trade secrets, intellectual property. All these things are a big part of the deal, and also the grains that the Chinese have agreed to buy. So overnight, prices were just a smidgen better. It looks like we were trying to put some kind of trade deal and weather premium in the market, but now prices have fell back to where corn and wheat's a little bit lower. The dollar's lower. Looks like the stock market's going to go open 140 points lower, but crude has managed a little bit of a bounce. It was reported that China's soybean imports in April jumped 10% from the same period last year. We also note that transportation-wise here in the barges, because of the high water, fertilizer is slow getting north to the Midwest where they need it if we're going to have planting. And the Canadian farmers yesterday said they'll have a record high stocks of unsold canola this season due to slumping exports and Chinese trade tensions. Weather-wise, it looks like we'll have some rain, pretty heavy rains in the next 24 or 48 hours across the Midwest, especially the central Midwest and Delta. Then we'll have 5 days of clearing weather with another front coming in later next week. The 11 to 15 day map also shows a rain event. So we've got this little window to see if we can get some corn planted or not. Along with all the trade talks and discussion, the weather, we have a USDA report on Friday. And again, the trade estimate looks for 19 and 20, just a little bit lower wheat carryout than this year, a little bit higher corn carryout than this year, and about the same soybean carryout. So I think the main thing here is just we don't know what our crop size is going to be. We don't know what global crop sizes are going to be. And the higher the global crop sizes, the lower our export numbers and the higher our carryouts will be from this initial guess by the USDA. USDA also, the average trade guess expects increase in world wheat carryout, increase in world soybean carryout, and the drop in the corn carryout. So corn might be a little globally tighter than beans and wheat, but I think there's pretty much normal or at least adequate supply going into the 1920 marketing trade year. So it's tough to either buy or sell anything because we don't know about the trade issues with China. The weather might be a little supportive to the corn market, but we can't really trade it until we see what the deal is all about or lack of a deal. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.